In 2024, the automotive world is pushing the limits of what's possible, delivering cars that combine technology, design, and functionality in new and exciting ways. And here are the recently revealed new vehicles that you'll be happy to know about. Ferrari Puro Sunway. We never imagined that the day would come when a Ferrari SUV would exist. Still, after a high-performance sports car and a string of highly profitable releases, the Italian company has finally given in to the relentless market pressure and created the 2024 Ferrari Puro Sunway. Just imagine, this SUV has a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine. The pinnacle of Ferrari is a screaming 715 horsepower and the company's iconic red-painted valve colors. Ferrari claims that the Puro Sunway's powerful 528 pound-feet of torque will enable it to hit 62 miles per hour in just 3.3 seconds and reach a top speed of 193 miles per hour. Because the Puro Sunway boasts a promising-sounding standard adaptive suspension, we're keen to see how it handles. The technology exerts stress on the dampers to prevent body roll during turning movements. Surprisingly, the SUV has a small electric motor at each corner. The Puro Sunway can also hunker down during difficult driving by stepping down its ride height by 0.4 inches because it doesn't need conventional anti-roll bars. One thing's for sure, that it will be more expensive than that Lamborghini Urus you see everywhere now. Mazda CX90. This 2024 Mazda SUV is built on a new platform with all-wheel drive AWD as standard equipment and electrifies optional powertrains. It's bigger inside and out. The 2024 CX90 is described as a breakthrough vehicle in its sector by Mazda. The brand new SUV promises a rewarding driving experience. It delivers high style and materials like the company's other cars and SUVs. Mazda has been attempting to rebrand itself as a luxury brand for many years. The new 2024 CX90, however, ought to offer a solid base on which the manufacturer can build a transition into an entry luxury area, more so than prior attempts. It should arrive in 11 trims and allow 7-seat configuration. Mazda claims up to 340 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque on a steady diet of premium fuel. The new Mazda CX90 will have an 8-speed automatic gearbox, making it very fun to drive while you fit your whole family in it. Honda Prologue. While Honda may not have the most popular brand when it comes to electric cars, it does look like they are on the brink of a breakthrough with the 2024 Prologue SUV. The company has revealed what this SUV is like, and not so much info on what it can do on the drive. The only thing we can say for sure is that its platform will be mainly collaborated with General Motors, so expectations are high for this one. Design-wise, the 2024 Honda Prologue already snatches a good grade. You're getting a pretty cool compact SUV that can offer more space than the smaller models without the bulk of a big-size SUV. A pretty interesting choice by the Japanese automaker. If you like a minimalist design, the Prologue makes for a perfect choice. The concept models so far show off a great blend of functionality, aesthetics, and simplicity. We cannot wait to see what comes next with about a $45,000 price tag. BMW X5M. Almost everyone BMW will be getting a makeover in 2024, and the latest BMW X5M is not missing out on the trend. BMW has been quite on and off with its design language over the last few years. However, things seem to have taken shape with the X5M. Apart from the new color options, you're getting a sharper exterior, a more refined nose, extra lighting features, and a new wheel design. The interior also gets a more upscale design that is topped off with the new touchscreen infotainment display that takes up half of the dashboard. All of the X5M's variant options have collapsed into the top competition trim. This simply means that all features are now standard. There's now a 48-volt hybrid component attached to the twin-turbo 4.4-liter V8 engine that the SUV carries under the hood. Nonetheless, you're still getting 617 horsepower from the 2024 X5M. Acura ZDX. This is clearly Acura's first major attempt to join the EV movement. However, expectations are already high for the 2024 Acura ZDX. There's been some chatter about the 2024 ZDX sharing the same platform with the Cadillac Lyriq. While that might come as a shock, it should not distract you from the bigger picture. The Cadillac Lyriq is a pretty amazing ride, and if that's anything to go by, then we may be getting the 2024 ZDX with around 500 horsepower at its most powerful stage. Acura has not yet stated what the battery capacity will be. Nevertheless, the 2024 Acura ZDX may be getting the same 102 kWh battery from the Lyriq. So we're also looking forward to the range in the 300 mile per charge region. The 2024 ZDX is expected to retail at about $60,000 to $70,000 for its base model, and we're looking forward to how that turns out in production. Kia EV9. Early 2024 is when the 2024 Kia EV9 is anticipated to appear. The 2024 Kia EV9 will be built on the EV6's popularity while being a big brother SUV with 3 rows. Interestingly, there will be 5 different trim options for the EV9 with a starting price of about $55,000. When built with max options, it should have roughly 400 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. If you want the top potent version of this EV, those are not bad numbers for a 3-row family SUV. For Kia, it's crucial to have a family EV in the fleet as the auto industry embraces electrification more and more. That will be the 2024 Kia EV9. Depending on how the interior is set up, it will most likely have seats for 6 or 7 people as a 3-row SUV. Toyota Grand Highlander. As the 2024 Grand Highlander arrives, get ready for a significant makeover. It's designed to expand your vision of the Highlander lineup. It will be a bigger SUV with greater room for passengers and cargo, which the standard Toyota Highlander sorely lacks. The new 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander is larger than the regular Highlander. This new model is 6.5 inches longer, 2.3 inches wider, 2 inches taller, and has 4 extra inches of wheelbase. This brings the total to nearly 116 inches. This also puts the Grand Highlander in a position between the full-size Sequoia and the regular Highlander in the Toyota SUV lineup. The base powertrain is shared with the regular Highlander and is a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine attached to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This model delivers 265 horsepower and can be had with either FWD or AWD. The top powertrain is a new Hybrid Max with a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor to offer 362 horsepower. This top powertrain should allow this new SUV to reach 60 miles per hour in 6.3 seconds and tow up to 5,000 pounds. Genesis GV70. With everything turning electric in 2024, Genesis has decided to fully electrify its premium V6 engine GV70 SUV, and many people will probably consider it as their next luxury electric SUV. If you already like how the gas-powered GV70 looks, then you'll be happy to know that not a lot has changed in its upcoming electrified version on the exterior. If you don't, well, you may want to look at it again because this masterpiece SUV stands out from the crowd. Also, you will be glad to know that the mechanical makeup of the electrified GV70 will offer just about the same feel as driving its gas-powered counterpart, which will make it easy for people transitioning from gas to electric. As for specs, you are getting a 77.5 kilowatt battery that should last around 250 to 300 miles of driving on a single charge. Also, with the dual motor all-wheel drive version, you should be packing about 429 horsepower. With the 2024 Genesis GV70 Electric, the luxury SUV segment is going to get even more competitive. 2024 Ford Edge. Ford recently unveiled the very new updated 2024 Ford Edge. Whether or not this stunning design will cross over into US or international markets, you have to admit it looks really amazing. However, judging by the amazing ovation it's been met with, it's most likely the wisest decision is to import some of the design languages of the Chinese Ford Edge L. There's a lot to love about the design of this SUV, both on the inside and out. The exterior is a simple and sweet setup that ticks every box for what a modern SUV should look like. It's also worth noting that this one is a 3-row SUV. Yes, we are getting a 3-row Ford Edge that would be quite the hit in the US market. Looks aside, the Ford Edge 2024 runs on dual EcoBoost powertrains. The first is an e-hybrid that carries 271 horsepower, while the other is a regular gas powertrain that offers another 248 horsepower. Mercedes-Benz GLB. It's a common saying that the little things matter, and Mercedes-Benz is taking that message to heart for the 2024 GLB. Considering that it's been quite a hit since its introduction in 2022, the brand has decided to make subtle but important changes to the compact SUV that should get drivers excited. The upgrades are also on the inside, with the larger 10.3-inch screens that used to be restricted to the premium lines now available as a standard feature. Speaking of performance, the 2024 GLB also packs a pretty interesting setup under the hood. The turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine is now joined to a 48-volt hybrid system. There's also a belt-driven starter generator that adds a bonus of 13 horsepower for accelerating under some conditions, as well as coasting without running the engine. The most powerful GLB peaks at 221 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. As a side note, the AMG version of the GLB is also in line for release, and it gets you around 302 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. It will also have the boost from the 48-volt hybrid system.
Cadillac Lyriq. By far one of the most interesting luxury electric SUVs you will ever set your eyes on, the new Lyriq is making a return in 2024 with interesting changes based on customers' feedback. The major update to the Lyriq is the new trim levels. You get a base model tech trim, a mid-range luxury trim, and at the top of the class is the new Sport. The major differences between these three trims are more aesthetic than functional. You may be able to go with either and still be just fine. Choreographed exterior lights, illuminated door handles, and rain-sensing wipers are the kind of features you may be missing out on if you go for the base model. Interestingly, range estimates are lower than they were in the 2023 Lyriq. Rear-wheel drive will offer about 308 miles, while you get 1 mile less on all-wheel drive at 307 miles. Performance is to be the same, with 340 horsepower on the single-motor rear-wheel drive and 500 horsepower on the dual-motor all-wheel drive variant. The 2023 model did not disappoint in performance, especially for a vehicle this size in the SUV class, and we expect more of the same from the new Lyriq. Good news is that the base level still starts at around $59,000.
Audi Q6 Etron. The Q6 Etron is Audi's latest all-new electric SUV that is truly a performance and design masterpiece. Audi has been quite busy when it comes to electric vehicles, and it looks like they are taking the fight one step further with the new Q6 Etron. So far, the design of the test units that have been spotted reveal its unique design language that Audi has built for this particular vehicle. Furthermore, Audi has confirmed that its Q6 Etron will carry a massive 800-volt electrical system. It will also have two design variations. One regular crossover SUV shape and a sloped back version that gives a more sporty vibe. Judging by the number attached to the name, this should be a middle ground from what the Q4 and Q8 e-tron offer.
Mercedes AMG EQE SUV. Mercedes unveiled a fully electric SUV that was the more potent AMG model, giving the 5-seater up to 671 horsepower and 500 kilowatts. The two variants each have their front fascias, while the standard EQE SUV has a closed-off grille with a star motif. AMG's face has vertical accents with a Panamericana grille-inspired appearance. The interiors of the two vehicles are similar, and both come with the brand's optional hyperscreen display. Mercedes will also provide 4 trim levels for the Mercedes AMG EQE SUV, from the base 350 Plus to the AMG. The rear-wheel drive 350 Plus will have a single motor producing 288 horsepower, 214 kilowatts, and 417 pound-feet of torque, or 565 newton-meters of torque. Mercedes will sell the 536 horsepower or 392 kilowatts EQE 500 SUV and the dual-motor EQE 350 4MATIC. Customization will allow new Mercedes EQE owners to determine price as well as how long their vehicle can go when fully charged. Land Rover Range Rover EV. With Land Rover's brand new chassis that can accommodate gas, plug-in hybrid, or electric propulsion, the company's flagship EV model now makes an evolutionary leap into the completely electric era. Luxury SUV that is also electric is expected to bring out the best of the Range Rover's unique and recognizable design reputation. Battery range, power, and pricing are among the crucial characteristics that are important, but we anticipate the Range Rover EV to maintain the plushness and strong off-road prowess that have come to represent the brand since it was introduced to the US in 1987. An all-new chassis and new full electric powertrain will be used in the 2024 Range Rover EV. The electric vehicle will be built on the long wheelbase variant, which should allow for 3 rows of seating, just like the current gas-powered Range. A new multi-link suspension design frees up more space for the EV's battery and rear-wheel steering system by reducing the amount of room required for wheel articulation.
Mercedes-Benz GLC. In keeping with its trend of hitting a decent refresh on its 2024 models, the 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe is getting some changes of its own. The 2024 GLC maintains the curvy design of its predecessors as well as an almost endless list of features that come standard. The subtle changes appear in the shape of the headlights and taillights. Plus, this one is quite physically and spatially larger than the last GLC Coupe. The most changes and upgrades are on the interior of this vehicle. Apart from the captivating styling, you now have more digital controls, a large 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, the 11.9-inch center console with Mercedes' latest infotainment software, as well as new functionally placed button controls. This one is on its way to being one of the best luxury crossovers on the market. We'll be looking forward to it. Kia EV5. If you're going to buy a crossover EV SUV, then you may want to wait a little bit for the all-new Kia EV5. This one is bound to be a delight. If Kia's recent press releases are anything to go by, then we can expect great things from the EV5. So far, major specs and numbers are kept secret, but the overall design direction has Kia fans on a high. It draws most of its inspiration from the earlier announced EV9, and we have to say that this is very well done. From the amazing design on the outside to a very unusual design on the inside as well. The rear-hinged doors swing open to reveal a very spacious cabin with seats that turn in different directions. Considering that this is still a concept design and not the final production unit of the vehicle, we do expect a few things to be toned down. But you have to give Kia credit for being so aggressive with EV options you can buy from them.
Jeep Recon EV. This Jeep is unique in the new lineup. The impending 2024 Jeep Recon EV is coming to crawl rocks, to say it exactly. Electric vehicles have impacted nearly every market, zapping into classes of vehicles like full-size pickup trucks, station wagons, luxury SUVs, and now this. The four-wheel drive Recon EV is a fully electric mid-size SUV with a power-folding rooftop and easily detachable doors inspired by the Wrangler 4xe plug-in hybrid. Initial renderings show a spare tire mounted on the tailgate, the LED 7-slot front grille, the beefy BF Goodrich rubber, and the seats for up to 5 people on top of rubberized flooring that can all be seen in initial renders. As one of 2 new electric models to the Jeep portfolio, the Recon EV will join the impending Wagoneer EV. We anticipate the Jeep Recon EV to be about the same size as the current Jeep Wrangler or 2-row Grand Cherokee because it belongs to the midsize SUV class. According to Jeep, the Recon EV production will be scheduled to begin sometime in 2024.
VinFast VF7. The VF7 is VinFast's response to the Toyota BZ4X, which suggests that it may end up being a possible best fan favorite of VinFast's electric SUVs. The VF7 should appeal to a wide range of electric SUV buyers because it's compact enough for confined urban environments but substantially large enough to compete on the open road. VinFast will be offered an Eco and Plus versions, just like the smaller VF6. 349 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque are anticipated to be produced by the more potent dual-motor all-wheel drive Plus variant. Regarding the front-drive single-motor VF7 Eco, expect the same 201 horsepower and 228 pound-feet of torque, but hopefully something more optimized to offer a little more punch. Details about battery pack capacity and EV system charging are not yet available. The VF7 will be marketed as an upscale electric crossover with options including premium vegan leather upholstery trim and a panoramic sunroof. A front LED light bar with animated effects and rear trademark LED lights are among its exterior features. Each VF7 will also be equipped with various active driver assistance systems.
Maserati Grecale Fugare. With the 2024 Grecale Fugare, an electric version of its new Grecale SUV, Maserati is revitalizing its lineup.
Given that the Italian word Folgore means lightning, we anticipate this EV crossover to bolt from rest. It promises to have that ability. The Italian automaker will achieve its goal of electrifying its car and SUV options as the Grecale Folgore will join the Gran Turismo Folgore sports car. With a few notable exceptions like a distinctive grille treatment and beautiful Folgore-specific wheel designs, the Grecale Folgore's attractive exterior style is a close replica of the gasoline-powered counterpart. The Folgore's propulsion system still lacks details, although Maserati has promised a large 105 kWh battery pack, which should offer a highly competitive driving range. However, whether this figure refers to total or usable capacity needs to be clarified. Maserati has stated that the Grecale Folgore's powertrain will produce up to 590 pound-feet of torque, and that electric drivetrain should offer quick acceleration, allowing it to compete with big players like the Tesla Model X.
Buick Electra EV. Finally, Buick is also getting into the electric car race with this new Electra E5. Interestingly, this SUV will run on an Ultium battery platform that is designed by General Motors. It may also be similar in specs to the Cadillac Lyriq, but a more budget version. The Electra SUV is expected to have between 350 to 400 horsepower depending on trims and feature level. The design of the new Buick EV is quite balanced. On the outside, you're getting a good mixture of a traditional design and the futuristic style of an electric car. The interior, on the other hand, looks absolutely amazing and unique for the Buick brand. The style, color theme, space, multicolored ambient lighting, and a curved 30-inch infotainment display. This is bound to be a pretty cool SUV for both China and US markets.
Genesis GV90. Taking the luxury EV SUV conversation to a whole new level is the new 2024 Genesis GV90. It is the brand's first attempt at a 3-row electric SUV, and it's said to be their flagship SUV. Genesis has always been great with its design appeal, and all that inspiration will also be transported to the GV90, so hopes are high. At the moment, we know that the GV90 will share the same powertrain as the upcoming Kia EV9 and Hyundai Ioniq 7. This should produce impressive results on the step of the pedal, as well as an impressive range of around 300 miles on a single charge minimum. Genesis will also benefit from a 350 kilowatt fast charging infrastructure of Hyundai Motor Group, just like two other brands like Kia and Hyundai. Most importantly, Genesis promised to keep the luxury standards throughout the interior and exterior of this 3-row SUV.
Hyundai Ioniq 7. The 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 7, an all-electric SUV resembling the 3-row Hyundai Palisade, is the new electric car Hyundai plans to use as a trigger for deep market penetration. This vehicle will have a seating capacity of 7 or 8. The Hyundai Ioniq 7 model is one of the 3 new electric vehicles the company has already committed to releasing in the following years. There's no official word on the vehicle's release, although 3 trim levels might be anticipated. Because the company is concentrating on producing a vehicle that has a driving range of 300 miles minimum, it's anticipated that this vehicle will feature a huge usable capacity battery, and a 350 kilowatt fast charger will be included. Pretty decent performance, but for a much cheaper price. Chrysler Airflow. Chrysler may not be the most consistent car brand in the world, but they are trying to switch up this narrative with an all-new entry. The Airflow EV concept was already revealed, but what we have right now looks like the vehicle that is closer to the production model. The Airflow will have the option of dual motors fitted on the front and rear wheels. Each of these motors will have about 201 horsepower. This already sounds exciting, and I look forward to seeing how Chrysler optimizes the drive to get the best out of these powerful electric motors. The brand has already mentioned that this SUV is getting a 118 kilowatt-hour battery pack that gets you around 400 miles of range, which is a pretty good number and also in the range of some of the longest-lasting EVs already in the market. There are a ton of futuristic features in the interior of the Airflow, and if they are able to get anywhere close to this concept model, we've got an almost sci-fi looking EV on our hands. Lincoln Star. As usual, Lincoln is presenting one of the best looking SUV designs you will ever see, but this time it's fully electric. The jaw-dropping new electric SUV called Lincoln Star is designed as a futuristic self-driving SUV with fully electric dashboard and infotainment screens. Apart from the fact that it looks like an SUV that was imported from outer space on the outside, the interior concept is about as amazing as it can get. From the full-width display that covers the dashboard to the well-carved front seat and bucket seats at the back. There may also be an expensive beverage chiller, crystal touches, and trim pieces in rose gold. While there's a high chance that a lot of these may be excluded from the production unit, it would be great to see what would be left in it. The Lincoln Star is expected to arrive in 2024 as a 2025 model, and we already know that it'll be available in the options of either rear-wheel or all-wheel drive with an estimated price tag of $70,000.
Jeep Wagoneer EV. The all-new electric 2024 Wagoneer will be one of 2 electric SUVs offered in the North American market. We are getting a possible range of 400 miles per charge, a 600 horsepower output, allowing the electrified SUV to accelerate from 0 to 60 in around 3.5 seconds. The launch of the Jeep Wagoneer EV marks a significant turning point for the off-road brand, which anticipates that by 2030, EV sales will account for 50% of total sales in the United States. Despite being Jeep's first fully electric vehicle, the 2024 Wagoneer EV will take design cues from the company's current gasoline-powered vehicles and combine them with EV-like elements, like a grille that lights up. The Wagoneer EV has a futuristic appearance thanks to this fusion of contemporary and classic style features while still looking like a Jeep.